Hi guys and girls, welcome back to GDB Guitar Tuition. I'm Gary Brown and I'm here to teach you about A-shape majors and A-shape minors played as bar chords, or A-shape major bar chords and A-shape minor bar chords. Okay, so if you can play the A major chord in the open position, all at the second fret, so obviously I'm using my first finger, my second finger and my third finger on strings 2, 3 and 4, or 4, 3 and 2 in the right order, and that's all at the second fret. So obviously if you've been playing guitar at all, you'll probably know A major. If you don't know the A major in the open position, it's a good idea to go off and learn that first, and then come back and hopefully you'll kind of get what we're talking about here. Okay, so what we're going to try and do today, we're going to play this as a bar chord. Now, the easiest way to do this, there's a couple of ways to approach this, and different teachers have different approaches. I found that the best way is if you play this chord with the quote-unquote wrong fingers, you're going to play it with these 3 fingers instead of these 3 fingers. Okay, so you're going to use your second finger, your third finger and your fourth finger, your little pinky finger. Okay, so you're going to play that exact same chord. Okay, excuse my tuning. Okay, so you're going to play that chord with the wrong fingers in inverted commas. So my first finger's free. So in the same way that we did with the E-shaped bar chords, we're just going to play each note, then we're going to move it up a fret and play each note. Sounds a bit dissonant, but don't worry, that's fine. Just listen to those notes. Some of them sound better than others. Just keep moving it up the frets. You'll notice that it becomes a little bit more challenging when the frets are thinner. So I've stopped at the 9th fret, okay, so obviously you can continue up and practice it as much as you can. Just get used to moving that chord around without the first finger being used at all. Now, once you've done that and you kind of feel confident with that, let's take the 7th fret as an example. And we're going to put these 3 fingers on the 7th fret of strings 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so it will sound like this when you play from the 5th string. By the way, we're completely ignoring the 6th string, because it's not in this chord, okay? Okay, now I need to bar the 5th fret on strings 1 and 5. So I'm going to use my first finger and I'm going to bar across. Don't worry if you're hitting the other strings, of course you're going to touch the other strings across the neck. But on the 6th string you just touch it with the top of your first finger, just to kill it. You don't fret it, you don't leave it off completely, because otherwise you'll get that 6th string sounding open. You just touch it with the top of your first finger. Just kills it, okay? And then we keep the chord on and keep that bar on. So this is how it will sound. Yeah, make sure you don't get any dead notes or anything. Okay, I've got a dodgy fret there. I'm blaming my guitar, but I have actually got a dodgy note there on the fret 5 of my first string, so it's not my fault, honest. Okay, so that is an A-shaped major bar chord. Now, the 5th fret of the 5th string is a D note, so that makes that chord D major, okay, because you've got the major shape on D. So that makes that a D major chord. Now if you wanted a C major, you'd play it at the 3rd fret. Yeah, and then if you wanted an F, you'd play it at the 8th fret. So my first finger tells me which note, what the pitch of the note is, or what the pitch of the chord is. So if I wanted to play a B major, I can do it at the 2nd fret. Okay. So remember, you've got the open chord A, 1st fret would be A sharp, 2nd fret would be B, 3rd fret would be C, 4th fret would be C sharp, 5th fret would be D, and so on. See if you can work the others out. Always remember there's no B sharp and there's no E sharp. If you remember that, you can't go far wrong. Okay, so there's another way of doing this, and I'm going to be honest, it's the way I play it usually. If you can take your 3rd finger and do this with it, to show you that, you can play that A-shaped bar chord with the 3rd finger only. So you bar, let's take the 5th fret with the 1st finger, we'll bar the 5th fret with the 1st finger. Now we're going to bar the 7th fret of strings 2, 3 and 4 with that 3rd finger. Now the problem is you have to do that to avoid the 1st string. Okay, so the 1st string is fretted at the 5th fret of the 1st string. the second string is the 7th fret with that 3rd finger barring. The 3rd finger is the 7th fret under the 3rd finger. The 4th finger is the 4th string is the 7th fret with that 3rd finger, and the 5th string is the 5th fret with the 1st finger barring. Okay, so same result, different fingering. Now I prefer this, and I'll tell you why. You can use the other little finger for things like this. sus4 on the 2nd string, so the 4th finger is now going on to the 8th fret of the 2nd string, so it's quite handy to leave fingers free if you can. I mean, why use 4 fingers if you can use 2 is what I say. And it's actually, I think it's physically easier. It hurts your finger a bit for a while, so just do be careful with that. I mean, don't strain your finger obviously. When you're doing that, it's not particularly natural. And I'm always going on about how you should use your fingers in a natural way on the guitar. But if you can just practice that and get it like that, you will find it an advantage, I think. If you can play it with 2 fingers, it's much better than using 4. So, let's have a quick look at what we've done. So we took the A major shape, and we moved it onto a bar chord, and then we've tried it with this 1 finger, just barring the, instead of the fingers 2, 3 and 4. So, hopefully that will help. So now, if you've looked at the other bar chord lessons that I've done, you should have the E shape major, E shape minor. I'm doing those at the 3rd fret, and if we stick on the 3rd fret, you can now play an A shape major, and that's a C chord there, because remember the root note tells us, or the 5th string note tells us what pitch we're at. I hope that's helped. It's been great having you here. Continue to watch the videos and learn, continue to play, enjoy it, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye and God bless.